where the games aren't being played. The Drive needs something to fill the void. Movies and sports collide with the daily sports movie breakdown. Settle in as The Drive picks apart the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and the funny of another classic sports movie.
Hey, bada.
Boys, how was school today?
I threw a bunch of Grandpa Chip's war medals off the bridge.
That sounds like a good day. Texas Ranger, how about you?
Well, the teacher asked me what was the capital of North Carolina. I said Washington, D.C.
Bingo.
Nice.
She said, no, you're wrong. I said, you got a lumpy butt. She got mad at me and yelled at me, and I in my pants. And I never did change my pee pants all day. I'm still sitting in my dirty pee pants.
Classic.
Talladega Nights. I have to say this. Thank you, YouTubers.
Yeah.
I like the movie. I don't know. I really enjoyed it again and laughed a lot.
I won't disagree. It was timeless. It was absolutely timeless. By the way, if you're not on YouTube, now I know why Jason was wearing a hoodie when it was very hot in here. He's wearing a black shirt with a black and white picture of Ricky Bobby with the caption, "If you're not first, you're last." Fantastic.
That's right.
That's right. And bonus points for the middle-aged tuck into the jeans.
Well, I had it tucked in for the sweatshirt, but
I had my shirt tucked into my sweats earlier. You're right. It does stand up.
Every movie we reviewed, the person that I forgot was in Talladega Nights.
Yep.
I forgot Amy Adams was in it.
Oh, God, that's right. I had forgotten that, too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
I
with
knew about
Amy
Jane
Adams.
Lynch. We talked about, I forget his name every day, Greg Cole.
Yeah.
Not Greg Cole, Gary Cole.
Yeah.
Greg Cole used to work here.
It doesn't pass the back seat test.
No.
That is inside.
Yes.
Yes, Gary Cole and Jane Lynch was great in this movie.
She was great.
She was great in this movie, and she also, in a weird way, kind of reprises that role randomly in a movie with Sean William Scott and Paul Rudd. God, what role models?
Yes, very good.
They're
very funny.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
McLovin's in that.
It's one of the funnier movies I've seen in a while, and the similarities in character really struck me when I saw Role Models. She's great.
Yes.
She really is a backbone to the movie.
I thought it stood up. I mean, I don't even know when this came out. About what's a guess? 2000. Let me see.
2006, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 06. I'm looking at it right now.
Funny then. I enjoyed it. And part of me, obviously, a huge Will Ferrell fan. Him and John C. Reilly are great. Here's just a little part from those two guys doing their work.
And bake.
What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
What is that, a catchphrase or is that epilepsy?
Shake and bake.
Yeah. What?
Shake and bake.
Let me tell you. Hold on.
Shake and bake.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That is
Makes no sense. So it's shake and bake. It's nonsense.
Hey, baby. You're so smooth.
Thanks, darling. Hell, you could say that 10,000 times and it still wouldn't be enough.
It fires me up, man.
I love it. Say it one more time.
Shake and bake!
Does that feel good?
Yeah, it rhymes. They're both verbs.
Awesome.
Those two are just great together.
I thought it might be interesting. I'm on the Roger Ebert website, the late great Roger Ebert, looking at what the review was for the movie.
Oh, back then?
Back then.
Okay.
Out of 4 stars.
I'm going to guess if this is Roger Ebert's review of it.
It's actually a guy named Jim Emerson at RogerEbert.com.
Gave him what? 1.
1 star.
That's my guess.
Jay, would you like to take a guess? As to on RogerEbert.com when Talladega Nights came out, how many stars out of 4 they got?
Roger Ebert, I'm going to say gave that 1.
And that was Jason's guess. 3.5 stars out of 4.
What?
3.5 stars. And I will read you just a little clip here, including the fact they recommend that you see the trailer. And if you go on YouTube, you'll see some funny stuff that isn't in the movie, but that might wind up on the director's cut. Quote, he wanted to go fast. The reprise of the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, a.k.a. Ricky Bobby 2, Elliptic Boogaloo, which hits home. Here's the final paragraph. Like Little Miss Sunshine, Ricky Bobby is impeccably cast and performed. From the starring roles, Ferrell is amazing, injecting a little of his George W. Bush into this speed demon, to small parts, like Molly Shannon as the team owner's sloshed wife.
Yeah.
McKay serves his actors well by directing the picture straight. This is what Days of Thunder wanted to be, only intentionally laughable.
Days of Thunder.
The racing stuff is quite convincing, or at least as convincing as any event that involves indecipherable flashes of color streaking past the grandstands. And no wonder it's photographed by Oliver Wood, who filmed both the Bourne movies and knows how to shoot action with automobiles. Even the elaborate CGI-assisted camera movements that take you from above the track down into the car are just what you'd expect to see in a drama, and that makes them all the funnier. And lastly, did I mention, any movie that kicks off with a shot of the North Carolina moon and Roger Miller's King of the Road opens up a wide lead from the start. 3.5 stars. Well done.
How about that?
I have to admit, I enjoyed this better the second time around.
Yeah.
There's little.
So you'd only seen it once?
Yeah, when it came out.
Okay.
There's little nuances that really weren't as funny to me then that I picked up, like the Applebee's references.
Yes.
That is so good. Like, whoever thought of that is genius.
Yeah, well, and even honestly, when I started it last night, the opening credits, I had forgotten. I mean, there's a quote, and I can't remember what exactly said, but it was something like, the world needs speed. It was something like badass speed, and then fades away. Eleanor Roosevelt, 1936. It's like, come on. I mean, I just laughed at that. I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be a good start. And then there's just, like Jay said, there's just so many silly. I mean, they're silly. It's obviously silly. But there's funny, hidden, just comedy parts of it. Just great.
I don't know why it was so much funnier to me this time around, the children being Walker and Texas Ranger.
Yes, so great.
Yes.
So great.
What did she say? The wife said, yeah, if we wanted them to be soft, we would have hit him Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman. I mean, yeah.
The scene when he's in the hospital. And
the knife?
Like, come on.
Michael Clark Duncan is good in it too.
Michael Clark Duncan's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if this I don't want to get too filmophile here. I can't be sure. But I think that the scene with the knife in his leg in the hospital room, do you remember, it's a very famous comedic clip. It was Tim Conway and Harvey Korman on the Carol Burnett show when Conway's at the dentist. Conway's playing the dentist, Corman's in the dentist chair, and Conway keeps sticking himself with the Novocaine and going limp. That doesn't ring a bell. Probably it's pretty obscure.
No,
you do?
Yeah, I love that show.
I think Will Ferrell was channeling that Tim Conway.
I believe
scene.
that.
I really do. I think he's a student of things, and I think there's a lot of similarities between Tim Conway and Will Ferrell, and a lot of how they played the slapstick humor. It's so hard to pull that stuff off.
And then if you've seen the movie, like Dave said earlier, watch the bloopers, and again, just see them launch. It's one line that you get in the movie, but they try it 30 different ways, and just outlandish stuff.
I'm looking at. I'm not plugged in. See, I'm looking at the funny outtakes and bloopers. I'm 98% sure that it's clean, but I'm 2% sure that it's not.
You got a dumb button. It's fine. I mean, it's not, but
because if you look up Talladega Nights bloopers, it is.
Well, and some of it then trails off into just the other line. Like the beginning is some bloopers, and then it goes into all the different lines that aren't necessarily bloopers. It's just
the outtakes.
Right.
Like for me, the scene we're looking at where they're doing all the different commercials,
right? Which was clever too, I thought.
The dragon gets the mouse. Yeah, like that stuff. You really learn to appreciate more just how much the writing is the foundation.
Yeah.
But Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly and the rest of them just take it to another level.
So here's a scene like that. This is, to me, one of the better scenes in the movie. It's a lot of the characters. It's a little bit longer here, maybe 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. But you can experience the improv, I think, of basically what they want to accomplish.
Yeah.
But I think this is a lot of Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly improving.
Supper's ready. Come on, y'all. Been slaving over this for hours.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, or as our brothers to the south call you, Jesus, we thank you so much for this bountiful harvest of Domino's, KFC, and the always delicious Taco Bell. I just want to take time to say thank you for my family, my two beautiful, beautiful, handsome, striking sons, Walker and Texas Ranger. or TR, as we call him.
TR.
And, of course, my red-hot smoking wife, Carly, who's a stone-cold fox. Who, if you were to rate her ass on 100, it would easily be a 94. Also want to thank you for my best friend and teammate, Cal Naughton Jr., who's got my back no matter what.
Shake and bake.
Dear Lord Baby Jesus, we also thank you for my wife's father, Chip. We hope that you can use your Baby Jesus powers to heal him and his horrible leg. And it smells terrible, and the dogs are always bothering with it. Dear tiny infant Jesus.
Hey, sweetie, Jesus did grow up. You don't always have to call him baby. It's a bit odd and off-putting to pray to a baby.
Well, look, I like the Christmas Jesus best, and I'm saying grace. When you say grace, you can say it to grown-up Jesus or teenage Jesus or bearded Jesus or whoever you want.
You know what I want? I want you to do this grace good so that God will let us win tomorrow.
Dear tiny Jesus, your golden fleece diapers with your tiny little fat balled-up fist pawing.
He was a man. He had a beard.
Look, I like the baby version the best. Do you hear me? I win the races and I get the money.
Ricky, finish the damn grace.
I like to picture Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt because it says, like, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party, too. Because I like to party, so I like my Jesus to party.
I like to picture Jesus as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
I like to think of Jesus, like, with giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with, like, an angel band. And I'm in the front row, and I'm hammered drunk.
Hey, Cal, why don't you just shut up?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So just a sample of them at the table. That's all the care. You didn't hear the youngest little boy, but we heard him earlier. But I think it was. So now if the three movies we've seen, this one goes number one for me.
Okay.
Then Dodgeball, then Major League.
I would go. It's going to be tough to knock Major League off the top for me
because you're just so connected to that.
Just so connected to it. But I would go Major League, Talladega Nights, Dodgeball.
Okay. Jay, what was your top three there of the three?
Same with Dave. Major League still, I guess, I can't get over the nostalgia of that one. Then Talladega Nights, Dodgeball.
We should actually...
feeling basketball will be fourth.
I was going to say, after our next movie, which looks like it'll likely be basketball, we should throw a poll out there, too, having people rank those movies.
Yeah?
Yeah, see where other people rank. I'd be very curious to see which would be number one. I think a lot of people would have Talladega Nights number one.
I mean, I thought it stood up. I enjoyed it. And again, I was going to see, do you have the latest on the poll? Because it does look like it's going to be basketball.
Yeah, I think so, which I am excited yet scared for you to see that movie for the very first time. Let's see. Let's roll through. As of right now, an hour left. Basketball at number one. At 39%.
Okay.
Karate Kid at 27%.
And it was leading early, pretty significantly.
It was. Tin Cup, I am shocked.
No one's picked my movies yet.
No, I'm shocked Tin Cup. Tin Cup, I have a hard time believing Tin Cup or Karate Kid are going to get through. If I were you guys, I'd leave those in. Well, Karate Kid was YouTube, right?
Yeah, we have to leave that one in.
I'd leave those in because those will eventually win. Major League 2.
Jay's not going to give up on Major League 2.
Yeah, well, I mean.
You leaving that up there permanently, Jay?
That is up there until either the segment is done completely or it gets picked.
You're like Harrison Barnes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to, and my movie probably has as good of a chance of getting picked as the Kings do going to the playoffs, but hey, going to stick it out.
From the 916, Step Brothers, number one all time. Yeah, we're doing sports movies, though.
Yeah.
I true or false, is Step Brothers the funniest movie ever?
I mean, that's so hard. I mean,
really is.
It's one of, I think so. I think, honestly, Hangover's up there.
Hangover's really funny.
Those two are my favorites. I mean, I have other things like Over Time, like the nostalgia ones, but those are two of the best.
It's just different categories.
Yeah.
I mean, that really might make a good bracket because you have to have like your slapstick category because Airplane to me, Naked Gun, I love those types of movies.
I think when you know a movie has impact is when it jumps into pop culture and you can recite lines and when you can quote them and then they stay there forever.
Right.
With that being said, I want you to hear this, Dave, too, as well. We got this. Our friend Pat Still sent us this.
Okay.
This happened one of the last high school championships that was even being played, right? Everybody's being shut down. Things aren't going on. So this happened in the state of Washington. One of their prized high school players helped win a championship and was being interviewed after the game, and it will tie into our movie Talladega Nights.
Okay.
He Can you describe this moment to me, knowing that you are taking a 1B boys basketball championship back to Odessa for the first time?
I promised I'd say this. Simple as this, we're just the best there is. Nobody can hang with our stuff. We wake up in the morning, we piss excellence. We're just a bunch of big, hairy, American winning machines. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, where did that come from?
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. You know what I'm talking about? It's Ricky Bobby.
That's just
Ryan Moffat in Odessa, Washington.
Ryan Moffat is a legend.
Yes, he is.
He's a legend for the
How about
West.
that?
Oh my God, Ryan Moffat is not going to have to fight for dates to the prom. Ryan Moffat is a walking superhero. Fantastic.
I think that's just amazing.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And it got through.
Yes. And just stunned her like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. No. That's some Little Joe type stuff.
Yeah.
When I hear that, I think of our old friend Little Joe.
Yes.
That is the exact type of stuff he would pull off.
Yeah.
Jay, how'd that turn out, by the way?
I haven't recorded yet, but I can. I thought you wanted me to do it during the break.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Let me do it right now then.
Okay. I was asking him. I wanted him to check on those first couple Talladega Nights commercials, see if they were clean.
Yeah.
The outtakes.
I watched. I don't remember. I thought they were.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure.
Yeah.
Coming up, by the way, in just under 15 minutes, we've got Frank Caliendo.
Uh-huh.
And I want to remind everybody, Dr. Richard Pan, state senator, pediatrician, a guy who knows many things, and somebody I've admired for a long, long time. He's going to join us at 8:35, and we will. We're going to ask him questions, and we're going to give you an opportunity to ask questions. If you want to call in, that's great. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. But you can text us at 44-1140 or leave us your questions on Twitter. I love the movie, though, Jason. I love the movie. It stood up.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think it was, again, silly, but funny, sports-related. Those two guys just being clever and creative, and that's what the outtakes are all about. And your point on Sacha Baron Cohen, super talented, too. And just there's other smaller role players in this movie too that have funny lines, and it's creative, it's funny. It stood up. I'm really, out of all the movies we've seen so far, I've not been more nervously excited, and I haven't had more trepidation than leading into you watching basketball. Yeah, so here would be a common parallel for me. For whatever reason, I did not see Space Jam when it was out. Yeah. And which for a lot of people, especially people here, it's like their holy grail that are a little bit younger than me. Right. That kind of that next group. Like, you haven't seen Space Jam? Like I talked about it with Damien, with Christopher. Like it's their movie, but it's nostalgia. It was on probably 3 months ago, and what am I watching? Yeah. I thought it was awful. Yep. But I didn't have the connection from watching it when I was younger.